So today I'm going to be trying to get the platinum for A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead. A Quiet Place has 53 trophies, 4 out of 10 difficulty, and takes around 18 hours to beat, but I did it in 17. The game starts off in the forest with this bozo named Martin, who apparently we love, and I don't know why, because a few seconds later he just ditches us, and I have to walk through the forest by myself, but luckily enough I found this cabin with the best looking beans in it. Then I found Martin, who scared the shit out of me and almost ended up killing me because we have asthma, and it's a game mechanic now, but we'll talk about that later. I also finished the prologue, which earns me our first trophy. Prologue. Well, now we are on day 105 of the end of the world with Martin, and we found this big house, which I like to refer to as the tutorial house, where we have to scavenge for supplies, but I ended up finding the first of many collectibles, being the cassette tapes, which unlocks a trophy music single. But that's besides the point, because we find out that our character has had premarital sex and is also pregnant. After that, we head down to the basement where I looked at all the children's drawings for the trophy projecting. In the morning, we're ready to head out, and Martin tells us how excited he is to be a dad. Unfortunately for him, I punch my leg through a tree branch, and Martin has to pull a John Krasinski on me and sacrifice himself for the greater good. But his sacrifice wasn't in vain, because he got me a trophy called The Ranch. It's now day 119. We've made it to the hospital, which is a safe haven with a bunch of survivors, including our dad, which is neat. Anyways, our dad wants to tell Laura we're pregnant, but ever since Martin's death, who by the way was her son, she hates us now. I walk around for a while, steal some nausea pills, and head back to my room where we finish building this doohickey, and then we fall asleep on our desk with a pregnancy test in our hand, which has to be the stupidest thing I've ever seen, because in the morning, Laura finds out and locks us up. Our dad would come to the rescue, but he gets shoved and falls over like an 80-year-old man, which obviously makes a noise, and now all hell breaks loose. After all that, I would end up making my first brutal mistake, which was opening a door. Yes, you heard me correctly. If you open a door and it makes too much noise, you die. But you also get a trophy called Too Much Noise. And not long after, I was going through all the rooms for loot, and I found this bronze plane collectible for the trophy, Distracted Child. Anyways, I made it down to the car park where the monster absolutely destroys Ratatouille. But I have to hold back my tears for now, because we have to escape, and doing that gets you the trophy hospital. After that, you run through the forest for a while, then you find a house, and as I was leaving this bitch, Laura shows up and basically pushes me off a balcony. So now we're stuck down here with the monster, and my only way forward is to grab a plank and bring it back to the start so we can use it to cross to the other side. While I was doing that, I would get a trophy for successfully resisting an asthma attack, and those trigger when the monster is near or you just run for too long. Here's the trophy, hold your breath. Then I also got the level trophy, the forest. Moving on to the next level, which was a flashback mission, and we all know these are always boring, so I'll just talk about the trophies. Firstly, I opened my first briefcase and popped 2 trophies, combinations with repetition and resolving. Then I quickly finished the level, which unlocks the lake house. Now we're up to the campsite level, where we would be reunited with good old dad, and we have a nice chit chat, but the guy wants me to go out there and find a radio or something. So we do that and find out that some people are gathering at the harbor because the monsters can't swim, which is pretty embarrassing. But anyways, while we were walking back, we hear Laura and our dad arguing over the radio, and you can probably guess how that turned out. She shot him, and then the monster yeets that bitch. After that, I eventually finished the level, which unlocks the campsite. The next area is the train tracks, which has a few collectibles and 1 missable trophy, I think. After I got all I needed, we got to the end where we climbed up a ladder, which ended up falling over, and we had to sprint for our life, but thankfully, we slid through this hole, like me sliding into your mum's DMs, and ended the level with the trophy, the train wreck. Once again, we'd be thrown into a flashback mission, but this one being way better because you're in a car chase and you get to use a shotgun, which was pretty fun up until the monster catches up to you and decides to take Laura's husband as a snack. But I got a trophy called The Chase, so that kinda makes up for it. Right after the flashback mission, we are thrown back into the pump station, which wasn't too interesting, but it wouldn't be long until I got my 10th plane for the trophy collector. But anyways, I fixed up the pump station, had some close calls with the monster, and in the end, I escaped with my life and a trophy, the pump station. We would then move on to this city area, where I found this briefcase and got the trophy, Codebreaker. Then afterwards, I would find another safe area, which had a mini piano, where I could live out my dreams by playing hot cross buns. On the way out of the diner, I found the door combination lock on the first try and got the trophy, Attentioning. Then I quickly wrapped up the end of this chapter and unlocked the harbor trophy. So now we're up to the fire station, which would be our last stop on this adventure, but there's still a couple of trophies left to get, like this one for turning on the lights while in the fire station pool, called Seeing. Then another trophy popped up as I was trying to leave, and it's for using 30 inhalers. Inhale, exhale. As we're ever so close to the end, we run into Laura one final time, who apologizes and gives us a gas mask so we can make it through the smoke to get to the boat, but she's not done yet because she goes up into the lighthouse to create a distraction, which results in her getting chokeslammed. At this point, I was home free and ready to sail to my new home until I realized that the motherfucker on the radio lied to me and these idiots can swim. But not to worry, I had my handy dandy shorty, which I pumped into his big ass head. Then I sailed away. Anyways, we finished the game with 3 more trophies, the fire station, a peaceful path, and a dangerous road. But now it's time for everybody's favorite part, the cleanup.
Oh shit.
Going into the cleanup, I still had 28 trophies left, which to me feels like a lot. I started by going back to the final area since I noticed it had a decent amount of sandbags and bottles, which I needed for 2 trophies. Firstly, I had to break 25 bottles for the trophy over there, and then I had to empty 20 sandbags for the trophy, a safe path. Afterwards, I got another easy trophy for using 15 flares, which I actually didn't use once the entire game for the trophy, Flash in the Dark. The next trophy was on the hospital level, where I had to light all the candles in the chapel so I could worship Chris Evans, Lightning. Then I got a collectible related trophy for collecting all documents in an area of the trophy, Casual Reader. So there's a few time-based trophies in this game that are not that hard, like this one where you have to complete a specific section in the forest in less than 1 minute and 45 seconds, which I got within a few tries, called A Run Through the Bushes. And after, I had to replay the Forest House mission where I had to throw a bottle at the 4 different animal statues for the trophy, Remembering. However, the next trophy wouldn't be so easy. You have to complete that same area in under 3 minutes and 30 seconds, which doesn't sound that hard, but everything kept going wrong. Like the monster kept pathing straight into me, and I'm pretty sure I did this multiple times, but the trophy wouldn't pop, but thank God it eventually did. I jumped from the window. This trophy was pretty easy. All you had to do was knock down 2 buckets on the campsite level, which unlocks ordering. And again, I had to complete the campsite parking lot area in under 7 minutes, which was pure pain because there are tons of traps laying around, and I found that the monster likes to stick to me like glue. However, after way too long, I got the trophy, Disappear Among the Caravans. After enduring all that suffering, I thought it was time for some easy trophies, like these 4 that are for unlocking my first concept art, then all the concept art, and all 3D models, which unlocks Art Lover, Art Critic, Passionate, and Patron. And the next one for completing the chase level without dying, which unlocks Hitting. The easy trophies wouldn't last long, as now I had to complete the pump station in under 7 minutes. And all I'll say is, that was not fun at all. Then on the harbor level, I had to have the monster destroy 3 TVs for changing, and while I was in the area, I also had to complete it in under 2 minutes 15 seconds, which unlocked Like Wind on the Water. Moving on, I got 4 more trophies for completing more of those time trials. Firstly, beating the warehouse in 3 minutes, In and Out in a second, then the fire station in 2 minutes, a quick breath, the fire station pool area in 7 minutes, a fast swim, and finally, beating the train wreck area in 6 minutes 30 seconds, fast as a train. Next up, I finally finished the remaining collectible trophies while collecting all toys, mixtapes and documents, which unlocks Completionist, Playlist, and Arcedius Reader. I then returned to the train wreck to scare away all the birds like I scared away my last girlfriend, chasing away. But now it's time for the final trophies, being for beating the game on hard, which was honestly very easy, and the Platinum Trophy.